Hello everyone, this is Ilawas here, and today we'll do a tier list of one of my favorite board game, Sushi GO Party. So there was the game Sushi Go, and they made a kind of extension with many more cards, Sushi GO Party, which according to me is funnier. So if you try Sushi Go and like it, don't wait more than a minute to try Sushi Go Party. It's on Board Game Arena, it's free to play, so yeah. And obviously you can also buy the game and play with your friend in real life. So it's a game from 2 to 8 players, quite fast, 10 minutes, quite easy to get around. You can play with children, no worries. I'm currently a second on the season, and I have 81% of win rate on 200 games. So not one of my most played game, but I think I played a lot recently, and I think I can give you one or two good piece of advice about it. So yeah, let's not wait. So maybe we'll start actually with the basic card of Sushi Go. So if you're watching this and you are just interested on Sushi Go basic, I think yeah, there's this one and Wasabi and yeah. So yeah, if you're only interested with Sushi Go and you don't know the extension, well, we start with that. So this one, quite good, S or A, I think. It depends because, so yeah, we'll do for 3 to 5 players. Or even 3 to 8. I don't think it changes a lot apart from this card. In 2 player, it's quite different. It's more tactical, and I don't think a lot of players play 2 players anyway. You usually play multiplayer from 3 to 6 or up to 8 if you find a lot of people. So yeah, this will be tier list for, let's say, 3 to 6 players. So this one can be good because if you're really lucky, you can get this one and this one at the same time, which gives you 9 points or 4.5 points per card. Usually you will score a bit more than 2 points per card, which is the basic value. So like this one will be average, and then we will see. You can get 2 of this one and try to get a third one. Usually you get 1 of this and you get this and try to complete in 1 turn. You can get this 2, which is good as well. 2 blue usually is not worth it, and yeah, 2 of this is 5 points, which is fine but not amazing. But yeah, usually you want to aim for this, or like 2 of this, or obviously this and this. And if you play the extended version, two of them is obviously good. And be careful because you can't play 2 of this, it will cancel. Because you can only play 1 of the, I mean, if there's more than 1 on this turn, it will cancel. And sometimes you can get, actually often you can get 2 of them, and this can be good with it. And yeah, that's usually the intention you have. So usually you take it because you have a playing something, but if you see nothing good, then it's always good. So I don't think it's the most broken card, but it's like between S and A. But be careful because actually I put it A because I think for a good player it's S, but if you're not sure what you're doing after and you let it sit around for 3 or 4 turns, it loses value quickly. So yeah, let's just put it A. This is solid, it's 3 points. 2 points will be here, and let's put 1 point here so we see basically where we are. It's good that we have the point here, so 3, 2 and 1. Wasabi is for me S tier. It's hard to not take a lot of points with it. You have the magic of this, which gives 9 points for 2 cards, which is 4.5 per card. It's huge. It's the best combo of the game, basically. Even if you only have this, it gives you 6 points, which is 3 cards. It's like 2 of them, so it's pretty good as well. And you don't have to do it, like you can just play it first, wait a few turns if you see one of these, because maybe some people go for green or go for blue, and they will skip this for some reason. It doesn't happen often, but it can. And usually this will be 3 or 4 in the game, so you can just put this and wait a bit, take good cards, and then put on this one. So this triple up any of this. And even on the end game, at the end of the round, if you see there are a lot of this, you can just put one and get 2 extra points if you have nothing else. So yeah, always good. The only problem is if there are like all 4 of them and there are few of nigiri and it get empty at the end of the round, but it doesn't happen often. So yeah, this is almost always good. Tempura for me, I would be here. The problem with it, if it's a bit of a gamble, because even if there's 4 in the game, let's say you see twice of them and there's one, like I usually play 3 players, so I will usually think that there is 3 players. And yeah, you take it, but everyone else do, and then you have to give it away and you just play a card for nothing. It doesn't happen often, but it can. So yeah, you get 1 extra point than 2 of them, but it will happen that it will be alone and you'll score no point, and scoring no point with 1 card is a big problem. So yeah, that's for me lower than this, because it's a, if there's like 6 of them, yeah, you can take it and it's even here. But if there's only 3 or 4 and somebody else, and sometimes some people just will pick it just to block you, and yeah, this one is, I think it's A or super dependent versus good players, and they will almost always block you, so you don't get the third one, so you just collect 2 cards for nothing and you feel silly because you lost like 4 or 5 points because you could have taken like this or this. But with this, it can be good. Usually you want to finish in 2 turns with this, and obviously sometimes you start and there's like 3 of them and you pick one, but everyone else pick one, and that's the problem with this card, this 2 card. It's like if everybody goes for it, it will lose a lot of value. If nobody goes for it, it gains a lot of value. So this is quite dependent. Sometimes you start with 2 and there will be nothing and they will pick it. So this is really hard to, sometimes it's S tier because there's like 6 of them and you're guaranteed to do 10 points, so that's 3.3 per card, which is better than that. So something like this. And sometimes it's just lobby, so I will put it like here, but you can put it on super dependent. A bit of the same with the blue, so you get, so this is 10 points for 3. I mean, I still explain, but maybe you haven't played, it's a while and you need a reminder. So this one, if you have 1, you have 1 point, 2, you have 3, 6, 10, and 15. So if you get 5 of this, you have 15, which is 3 points per card, so it's like having 5 of this. So this is huge. But usually you will have 1, so this is this, 2, so this like, yeah, I think, no, 2 is 3, so yeah. But if you have 3, it's like 3 of this, which is average. So usually it will be somewhere here, actually. If you have 4, it's 2.5, so it's around this one as well. But usually there won't be a lot, and some guy can go for it as well, and you will only have 2 or 3, so yeah. Somewhere like this, I think. Maki are actually super dependent. So obviously 3 is better than 2, and that is better than 1. But if there's like... So actually on the first 3 rounds you need to count the total. Let's say there's 4 on first and 5 and 3, so that's 12. So if you take 3, you're almost sure to take at least 3 points, which is good because 3 points is here. But if there's like 20 total, like 3, 4, 2 and 3, 1 or something, well, you to get 3 points you will probably need 8, so you always invest 2 or 3 cards to get 3 points. So yeah, so this is simple actually. The more there is, it's the lower it gets. The more there is in the game, the lower value it gets. If there's like total Maki 20, and it's the same for this and this. I mean, this is usually good for a reason we will see after. But if there's like 8 total and you have 3, so there's only 5 left for other people, you're almost guaranteed 3 or better. It really depends a lot. So it's really hard to tell, and there's no magic number. Soja, which is, I think it's in the base game, because I saw it on BGA on the base game, but I never played the base game in real life, so I don't know. For me, it's maybe a bit better than this one, because it's hard not to do 4 points. So you have 4 points if you have the most number of different colors at the end of the round. And it's hard to not get 4 points unless you go for something else, like a lot of... I don't know. The problem is sometimes you need to get 1 of this, or 1 of this, or 1 of this, and it doesn't score points just to do your 4 points. So maybe it's a bit below. So yeah, not an insta pick, and yeah, if it's the only one in the game, it's almost S. If there's like 2 or 3 of them, it's probably B. So it's super dependent as well, but as a baseline, I will put it here. This is super hard to tell. So yeah, that's for the base game, I think. Green can be here because it depends if your opponent will block you. It depends if your opponent loves to go for them or not. And it's the same for blue. If nobody goes for blue in your game ever, just go for blue every game and you get 10 or 15 points. If everybody goes for it. So yeah, there's always this meta game going, and that's why I love this game so much. Okay, now we go for edamame. So this is super dependent as well, and especially of the number of players. So we get 1 point per opponent that has at least 1. So usually I play 3 players, so it goes there at best. But I played one game in real life actually where we were 6 or 7, and it was like 4 points each, so it was S tier. So it really depends on the number of players. This one is I think I could do a 20-minute video about this card. It's amazing. So if you only have 1, you lose 3 points, but if you have 2 or more, you gain 7 points. And 7 is good. 7 is 3.5 per card on 2 cards, so it's better than this. So if you do it, it's here. But if you lose and you only have 1, it's not even here, it's on F tier and you lose 3 points. So first note is if the bots is in the game, it gains value because worst case scenario, you turn it it down, and instead of -3 you get +2, so that's 5-point difference, which change everything. Also, if this card is on the game, can be easier. Usually it's not the best combo, but you can still go for it. And if the spoon is here, actually, well, we go on the spoon after, but if there's both in your starting hand, I would suggest to go for the spoon and see if other players go for it, and you can do a combo of 2 on the same turn, like this card. So yeah, it depends a lot. I still think it's pretty solid, and I'd say it lose a lot of value if let's say it has 6. You play 3 players, 6, maybe let's say 7 cards. So everyone would get 2 at the end, so you don't have to fight for it. Everyone would get it. If there's only one is really rare, almost never happen. But if there's like only 2 or 3, and you take it, another guy take it, and then he gets the second one, and you're stuck with it, it's annoying. So yeah, it's really hard to value, and also a very important trick. If you have 2 of them and another opponent only has 1, and you know for sure there's only 1 left, you can take it as a third one, and it will not give you more points, but it will block the other player. And instead of doing 7, it does -3, so you lose 10 points. So if you have a few player game, like 3 or 4 players, you can just screw one guy, and it's like blocking the third one for the win, but it's even worse because he play 1 card, and instead of playing like this, he plays this, and he loses 3 points. It's like losing 5 points. And this actually it's quite the same, but it feels worse for sure. So yeah, you can block players, and obviously you need to count them. If nobody takes them on the first turn, you don't want to take them, and there's only 3, and another guy take it as well. Also, be careful if a player has this, and there's only like 3 in the game, and you can take one, and or the spoon, and you take 2 of them on the same round with the spoon or this, and you get fucked. So this is really dangerous. So I will put it a bit lower because, well, it's easy to get 2 of them if there's a lot, but if you play versus good players, it can be challenging sometimes. Also note, if you pick it first and there's only 2 in the game, so only 1 left, you don't have to take the second one, because nobody will take it. If they take it, they lose points. So nobody will ever block you, contrary to this, or one guy can block you. But if they block you, they lose points, so they will never ever block you, unless they're really stupid or they really hate you for some reason. And so yeah, they will never block you, so you can just wait the end of the game to take the other one. So, but yeah, you need to count when it goes back. I mean, I played 3 players, so I know when there's 4 cards left, I would get the card that's not selected. But yeah. So a lot of tweak with this one. Okay, I think it's enough for this one. Okay, next card is fruits, and I think it's even better than wasabi for sure. So it's quite a unique system. If you have none, you get -6. If you have all of them, you get 30 points. And basically, you have 2 fruits, and you can go until 5. So the most is 30 points, 10 per 3, and the worst is -6. So that's 36 points in 15 fruits. Okay? You bear with me, or I need to open the notepad. So since there's 2 fruit per card, that's like, let's say 8. So if you find 8 fruits, you have all of them, I mean, okay, sometimes it can overlap and you have 6 and the match is 5. But let's say you are in a game and nobody pick it, and you pick 8 of them, so you have all the fruits. So you took 8 cards, and it gave you 36 points. Not 30, because you lose -6. So it's effectively 36 points in 8 cards, which is more than 4 points per card. Yeah. It's 4.5. 4.5 times 8. Yeah, it's 4.5 actually. So it's like you play Wasabi on on the 3 point 4 times this one. It's crazy. So if nobody play it and they give it all to you, it's like having this times 4, like this every round. It's crazy. So this is a lot of points. Obviously, usually you'll get only 3 or 4, and it will be an equivalent to this. But if you get lucky and you manage to get 1 to 10 points, it's a lot. So always the first pick. This is too good. I don't know what's too good. This one is interesting. It can be quite dependent, because like this one and sometimes this one, people can block you. And at the last round, if you have only 2 or 3, and other people have 2 and 3, and you will fight for it, and you pick 3, and you get 0 points, that's 3 cards for nothing, which is a lot. But if you get 4 of them, you get 12 points, so that's a bit better than this, if you make it. If you don't make it, it's exactly like this one. So I think people overvalue this a bit, but maybe I do undervalue it, because it's quite good when you make all of them. And it's a bit like blue as well, which maybe why it is blue. If nobody pick it, well, you get 5 of them and you have 15 points. If everyone pick it, well, you will have a 1 or 2 and it's worth not much. If nobody pick it, I played a game in real life actually, where we were 6 or 7, and only one guy picked it, and he managed to get 8, so 24 points at the end of the round, and he won like this. And I was a bit mad because I got second and nobody blocked his eyes ever, so yeah. But if everyone fight for it and you stuck at 2 or 3 at the end, it can be fast. So yeah, I think it's like B, something like here. Yeah, I think it's, yeah. Once again, hard to tell. Menu is amazing. It's probably, yeah, somewhere like here. The thing is, usually you get menu to find this card, or maybe this card or this one, but it can save a lot of situation. Like you can get one of these to complete the combo, you can get one of this. It can help a lot, and usually you want to pick it super early, because you don't want your opponent to use them, because maybe they go for green and they lack 1 and it will save them. Maybe they go for this and they lack 1, or maybe they will just pick it. But yeah, maybe it's not so good, maybe just A, but yeah, for me it's quite good. So yeah, no, I will leave it on S. Yeah. Okay, miso soup. I love this card because you win and lose game with this card. So you get 3 points, but if someone else played it, you lose your card. And the card get discarded, so even with the box you can't use it to get points. So you just lose your card, so you just lose 1 round. Like you get 2 of them and you have nothing, so that's a problem. So this is dependent of the number of players, obviously, because if you play 6 or 8 players, it's almost sure somebody will play it as well, so it's hard. But usually I play 3 players, and even on 3 players, it depends. if there's like four of them in one set of cards and none of the other, well, obviously you can pick it every round because, well, there's no, it will never get discarded. Only one set of cards have them. If there's two set of cards, there's a low risk. If there's one in every set of cards, it's usually not worth it. So I think it's super dependent, but I think it's a bit. Usually I will prefer this because I prefer 2 points 100% of the times than 3.66. You need to be more than 66 to be better than this, and depend. It's somewhere like this. Hard to tell, and it's a bit of meta. I realize that if people just played it and at the same time it got discard, you can play it next one because in their mind it's like, okay, well, people just played it, so I won't play it ever again. And at the same time, if you played it like 3 times in a row, people will expect to continue playing it, so you can just say, not say verbally, but say to other people in the game, yeah, I'm just playing every miso soup every turn, so yeah, you can play it as well, and we both lose points, or you can just play other cards. So there's a lot of psychology on this card. It's really nice. This one, my god, this one is super hard to rate as well, because okay, if you get 4 of them, so per every unique shape, you get 1, 4, 9, 60 points. So 1 point per card, 2 points per card, 3 points per card, or 4 points per card. So if you make the whole set, it's somewhere like here. Yeah, it's here. If you make 3 of them, it's here. I mean, it's a bit better because you use 3 cards. If you make 2 of them, it's here, and if you make 1 of them, it's here. So it's really hard to rate. And if you play versus good opponents, it's probably not so good because they will block you. And when they block you, contrary to this or this, they get points. So if you're in a game where there's a lot of them, well, 2 players can go for it, and if they block you, and let's say they block you with this card and this card, it's like they played 2 of this, so they get 4 points, and they block you points as well, so they get points and they deny you points as well. So usually people fight a lot for this, so yeah, they're not so good. They are good if nobody goes for it, because, well, people will focus on the other card, and it's like the blue. If nobody goes for it, go for it. If everybody goes for it, don't. So yeah, I let it on super dependent because it's really hard to say. Okay, the spoon. My god, the spoon. Nobody understands the spoon. So you play the spoon. First turn it does nothing, and then any turn you can ask for any card, and first player, I think on your left or right, I don't remember, will give it to you. So basically the spoon is like, I don't know what to pick, and then I will pick. It's pretty good actually. I think it's like here. Maybe here, because between this and this, I think I will always pick this. But yeah, like this, as I said, between eel and spoon. Like, let's say you're in a game and you start with this. If you play eel, there's a risk that it will be your only one and you get -3 points. But if you play spoon and you want another heel, well, you can play spoon on first turn. Second turn, you play an eel. Let's say there's only one eel on the first set of cards and only one eel after. And if nobody does, you can ask for the eel that was on your first turn, and you are sure you get 2 of them. And you can easily block player to 1 eel like this. If there's like only 2 in the game, you easily get a player stuck So yeah, there's a lot of possibility with this card, especially with the green as well. You can pick two as the same. But yeah, usually I pick it when I'm not sure if I go for this or this, and I just want a bit. And if you see, let's say you want to go for green, but you're like, maybe some other people would go, so you go for spoon. Next turn, you see two other players going for green, you're like, okay, I will just pick this one, or maybe try to get this one. Or actually, this is very good with Miso, because if nobody played Miso, you can just ask for Miso and it will never be discard. But yeah, if somebody played Miso, you can ask for Miso, because both would get discard. But yeah, if there's like Miso, this and this, you can just pick it, see if people play this or this. If they don't, you go for it, and you will have two at the same time. And if they do, you can just go for Miso or this, and you get 2 or 3 points. So it's always safe. Obviously, you like this, you don't want to get it, to keep it for more than 3 or 4 turns. So you want to pick it to play it on the first turn. I mean, second or third turn. And this can be good as well to deny this, because you can see a specific shape if you remember the cards and everything. So yeah, if you're a beginner, and well, thank you for watching the video to get better. And if you're a beginner and you're lost with a spoon, just don't pick it, it's fine. Not a lot of players do, but if you understand how to deny card with that, and you can even go next level and like this, and use it to leave it as the last card for someone else, so they don't get points or something like this. So there's a lot of play with that, which is lovely. Okay, this is amazing. So you copy any card. Usually you copy a fruit because they're the best. You copy this when there are 5 as well. This is amazing. It's one of the best cards in the game for sure. Maybe not better than fruit, I don't know. The only time it's not usable if you go for this, because if you go for green, you can copy. If you go for hill, you can copy. If you go for this, you can copy. If you go for fruit, you can copy. Even if you go for matcha, you can copy. You can even copy Miso, which is whiskey, but you can copy tea, you can copy this. It's amazing. Just play it as soon as possible, like the menu, so you deny the opponent possibility, because they will use it. It's worth a lot of points. Okay, the pudding is super dependent as well. I think it's like B tier or something. It's a bit like the blue. If nobody go for it, well, you just take them and you will get the +6 points. So the player with most pudding get 6 points. The player with less game lose 6 points. Sorry, my cat was annoying as usual. Okay, one sec. Okay, yeah, sorry, what I was saying. Oh yeah, the pudding, sorry. Okay, so it's 6 points if you have them the most, and -6. So first, when there is equality, there will be 2 or more players losing 6 or winning 6, which change a lot the points. But basically, if we are like, I mean, in 2 player it's easy, it's S tier. In 3 player it's A or B, I think. In a lot of player it depends. It's hard to tell. But usually it's good, even if there is a lot of player, because you will only pick 1 or 2 to avoid the -6 or to get the +6. So basically, let's say there's 6 of them in the game. I mean, I think there's 8 dessert, but they're not all in the deck. So let's say in a game there's 6 of them. if everyone get 2, okay, nobody gets anything. If 2 players get 3 and 1 doesn't, so they spend 3 cards for 12 points, which is 4 points per card, which is quite good. But let's say it's 5. Now there's one guy that spent 3 cards for 12 points, so it's good. One that spent 2 cards for not losing 6, so 2 for 3. And the other guy lose 6. So yeah, it's still good actually. I think it was a bit worse, to be honest. But when I'm counting, I think it's low air or something. The problem is like the Maki, if there is a lot, like if there is 7 or 8, what will happen is usually you go for them, like you take them all, or you take none of them. And the problem is if there is a lot, and like in 3-player game, one usually I will be the one not taking them, and the 2 guys will fight for them, so they will be ending with 5 and 4 or 4 and 3, so they will spend like 4 cards or 5 cards for 12 points, which is still fine actually. I think I undervalue the card a bit, because yeah, a bit like this one. This one is probably worse. I don't know. This one's the situational. Oop. Hard to tell. But yeah, if there is like 4 of them in the game, and you get 2, someone get 2, someone get 0, so you score 12 points. For, I mean, not really 12, because there's 6, 6 and minus 6, so that's 18. Yeah, okay, it's hard to count. The problem is we will not know how many there will be in the deck. Like if in the first one there's only 1, okay, go for it. And on the last one, obviously you want to be first and you don't want to be second, so you will fight hard for them. So yeah, if you see a lot of them, it's here. If you see only a few on the first or second one, go for it. And it depends on the number of players. And for me it's here, but well, since it's a tier list, I will put it here. The box is not bad actually. I don't see a lot of players using it, and it can save it's more like go high risk, and if you fail, you have the box. So go for green. You have 2 green, it fell. Well, with the box, you have 4 points, which is fine. You go for this, you fail. Well, you have 2 points. It's fine. You go for this, you only have 1 or 2. It's fine. You go for this, and now you have 1 or 2, and some other guy took them all. Okay. You take them. Very, very important, the box with edamame, especially with 3 or 4 players. You can just turn them down to deny everybody else points, so that's quite good. Yeah, and you can like block a player with these cards, or picking this card, this card, this card, or this card, and then just box it. Actually, it happened to me recently, and I never thought about it before. Like if there's 4, or just like 4 of them here, and you can just pick one to deny a player, and if you can't make it, you box it, and yeah, you deny the player to put 7 points, and yeah, so that can be good. So yeah, usually it will score what? Usually it's at the end of the round, but it will score usually 3 to 4 points. So I mean, it's not high priority because it's late game, but it's good late game once you have a lot of cards. So yeah, somewhere like here or here, I don't know, but it's higher than people expect, and you have to deny it to your opponent. Like if a guy go for green and they have two of them and they missed it, well, don't let them the box and take them 4 points, deny them. Especially if there's few players, if you play 3 or 4. If you play 7 or 8, you don't care of denying one player. Okay, the T is amazing. The T for me, it's here. Maybe it's not S. Sometimes actually it can be S, because with blue or green you can have 4 of them, or even with the Maki, I don't know. Yeah, I would just put it here. So you get 1 point per card from the same color. So actually in one of my recent games I scored 5 points with just this and this, like 1 of this, 4 of this, and yeah, this one get 5 points. That goes fast, especially with the blue, or even this if there's a lot. So you can never go wrong. This will almost always score at least 2 points, and often more than 3. So actually I think this I think I picked this over the spoon, but maybe not. So yeah, this is always good, and you want to deny this to your opponent. So if they make a set of 3 or go for this, they don't have 3 points. Okay, Temaki is super dependent as well. The problem is, I mean, usually it's good. I think it's like A, but if there's like 8, you need to count. Like some games there's like 4 of them and on 3 players, so you take 2, and then there's an equality because everyone else pick 1. So they choose 1 card and they still lose -4. So it's like they lose 6 points because usually a card is worth 2, and you play 2 cards to win 4 points. I mean 8 points because you didn't get the malus. So it's like 4 points per card. So it's, if there's like 4 of them on a 3-player game, it's S. If there's 8 of them in a 3-player game, so maybe it will go 3, 3, and 2, and you pick 3 cards to win 8 points, which is a bit more than 2, which is still good. So I think it's stay here somewhere. Maybe here. But it depends on the number of players. It depends if other players usually go for it. It depends if there's an odd or even number, because as I said, like if there's 5 and you get 3 and everybody get 1, you put -4 to the 2 other opponent and not only 1, like this card. So it depends a lot. So for me it's here, but yeah, I will put it like here. Because even if there's a lot, even if there's like 9, let's say there's 9 in a 3-player game, which will not happen often. 9 is really a lot. I don't remember exactly how many there is in total. And let's say there's 9 and you pick 4, another guy pick 4. Okay, another guy picked 3, another guy picked 2. So you pick 4, so that's still 2 points for 4 cards, which is okay. And the other players, they will usually pick some and still lose points. So actually it's quite good. I think it's better than I was thinking. I think it's somewhere here. Because yeah, some people will take them and still lose. So if you see them, either you go full of them or you don't, like the pudding. There's no in between. Either you want to have the most pudding or you want to have no one and focus on the other card. And this one is the same. And it's the same with that as well. Because if you put, let's say there's 7 in the deck, and you don't really count where they are and everything, and you end up with 1 player with 3, you with 2, and the other guy with 2 3-player game. So you spend 2 cards to lose 4 points. So instead of getting 2 of this, for instance, you get 2 of them, and you still lost. And okay, it's not the worst if the board is here, to be honest, because the boards get a lot of value with that actually. But with this and this, if they manipulate how many they have and have more in a turn than you expected, and you end up with a lot, like 1 or 2, not a lot, 1 or 2, and you didn't make any point and you lost point, so you play cards for nothing. So yeah, you have to be careful with this one. You need to count them, and you either go full or you ignore it. But I think it's hard to go wrong with them, because even if you start with them, let's say opening hand and you have like 2 of them, and second, you take your second hand from your opponent and there's like 6 of them, and you're like, fuck it, okay, there's at least 8, so it's not worth a lot. But you still have 1 more than the other, so you can like control, and you still 1 ahead of everyone because even at the end it would get here, and you will have 1 ahead and you will probably not get the malus. So yeah, that's hard to tell. Yeah, I think it's somewhere here. Because, yeah, I mean, usually in a 3-player game, there's usually 5 or 6 of them. So let's say there's 6. 6, if you take 3, so you're sure you have the most, because if it goes 2-2-2, nobody wins, nobody loses, so it's fine. But let's say there's 6, you take 3, so that's still 3 cards for 8 points. One guy will take at least 1 and will not score point, and the other take 2 to not lose 4, so 2 for 2 points, which is fine. But you take 3 cards for 8 points, which is quite good. Like this, and even this can get stuck and worth nothing. This 2 actually. But yeah, you need to be careful and plan ahead how many you will have and how many the opponent will have. And that's why this card and this card are so good, because they can change this or this and how many you will have, or this as well. And yeah, and they will end up that 1 more than you expected, and now you were, let's say there was 7 of them, let's say there was 5 of them, and you were aiming for 3 to have the other 2 get 1, and now you have 1 and they get 3 first, and now you have 1 and you kind of need to take the second one to not lose points. So yeah, anyway, we could make an entire video about this or this as well. Anyway, it's almost 1 hour video, so let's cut it. But these cards are very interesting. If you want to be really good at this game, you need to understand how this interact with players, and this as well. I know anyway that most players will just check the end of the video and see the tier list, which is fine, but if you made it this far, thank you, and leave a comment. My god, not a lot of people will watch all of this. Tofu is really interesting. It's super dependent as well. If there's like 2 or 3, it's quite good because it's like here, it's even better. So if you have 1, it's 2 points. Whoop. So it's here. If you have 2, it's 6 points. So it's a bit better than this because you have 2 of them. So it's like picking 2 of this one. And if you have 3 or more, it's 0 point, which is very bad. So usually on 2-player games there would be 4, maybe 5, sometimes 3, sometimes 2 it happen. Doesn't happen to 6, happen sometime. If there is 6 of them, you really don't want to take them, because even if you only take 1, some player will get 0 points or they will lose points, so it's fine. But yeah, if there's only 2 or 3 of them, it's here, so it's quite strong, or maybe here. If there's 4 of them, maybe it's here, it's 5, maybe it's somewhere there because you're not sure and sometimes you'll get fucked. And if there's 6 or more, it's not so good. So yeah, that's dependent, but I think, yeah, somewhere here. Because when there's 4 of them, you still want, actually I put them, it's hard, it's quite dependent. Yeah, okay, let's leave it here because it's really hard to write. And last but not least, this one can make you gains or lose games. This one changed everything, and I'm so happy when I see it. By the way, I don't know all these cards. I think it's an extension or something. I did not make the picture. Some other guy did it, so thank you, anonymous stranger, for making the cards and everything on this website. This is amazing. First, people don't understand how it works, so I will explain again. So the first one was 10 or more, and it comes with 5, 4, 3. They take 8 points. If you do it at the same time, both get 8 points. The second player gets 5 and the third player gets 2. If there's an equality, 2 go for 8 at the same time. The second player to do it will not score 5 but 2. So yeah, first, if 2 players got 8 at the same time, you can just forget it because it's for 2 points, so yeah, just don't touch it. It goes there. If you see 5-1, it's there probably because it's probably, especially if there's this card that copy it. There will be 2 of them, so it's 4 points, which is a lot. And then I will leave it on super dependent, and it depends if it's 5, 4, 3. So it's, I mean, for me, I will put it somewhere here. But once again, it's super dependent. And I mean, the 5-1. So the 4 and 3 are more super dependent. But usually if you see the 5 and you have nothing else, between this and the 5 I will pick this, between this and the 5 I will pick it. So yeah, but let's leave it here. And what people don't understand is, and that at the end of the round, the guy who has the most pot points, like he would qualify. So if nobody goes to 10 in the round, and you have, let's say, 1-5 and 1-4, you get 8 points on 2 cards. And it happened to me, like some games, there's like 1-5 and like 2-3. And like I would pick the 5 first, and then the other 2 players would put the 3. And that's it. So you take 8 points with 1 card, which is crazy. And the 2 others, they don't get any points because they're second. So yeah, read the rule carefully for this one because it changed a lot. And yep. So if player did it before, it lose a lot of value. And yeah, I usually never pick the with 1 with 4 first, but with 5 I think it's here. So yeah, I would leave it here, but for me it's super dependent, but I will leave it here, the 5-1. And people, since people don't understand you like, let's say there's 1-5, yeah, 1-5, 1-4, and 2-3. Yeah, or just, no, even better. Let's say there's 2-4 and 2-3. So usually people only pick 5 at first, and they know the 4 and 3, which is usually correct. So nobody pick a 5 because there's no fight, there's a pick other cards. And then you check it because obviously this card, and this card, you always want to count them on the first one if you're like 3 or 4 players. And let's say you see there's 2-4 and 2-3. So if you take the 2-4, you will have 8, and nobody else can go more than 8 because there's only 2-3 left. So you are sure to put 8 points, and whatever happen with the others, they pick it and they will get 0 points. And at the same, so you don't want to go to 10 actually, because if you go to 10, you do 4, 4, and 3, which is 11, so you go over 10. There's 1 tree left, and this tree left is worth 5 points. So if you let it to an opponent, which will usually happen, because you will pick the last one to go over 10, boom, you just give 5 points to your opponent. So this is really making and wins and losing games for players. So be very careful of this one. So if there is not much of it, you always pick it. If there's a lot of it, you don't. Simple. I mean, you can still pick it. It's still fine. But yeah, it's super strong. So yeah, don't finish it if you have the most and people can't. And even if you put 1-5 and there's like no other 5 and there's like 3-4 and 3-3, you can just wait and pick other cards. And when other people start picking the 4, now you finish your set and you will go to 8 first because you are tempo, you are ahead, like this one. If you realize there's a lot of them and you pick it first, well, you don't have to pick it just after. You can just wait and be like, okay, I thought this card had a lot of value, but actually there's a lot of them, so it applies to this, even this. And you realize there's a lot of them, and this as well. And you're like, okay, well, I can just wait, and I'll pick the other after. You can even do it with sashimi, the green. Let's say there's 3 in your opening hand, you pick 1, nobody goes for it, and on the second hand there's 3 as well. Well, you can get the second one, but the third one, you're almost sure you will have at least one set, so you don't have to pick the other card as well. I see the mistake all the time. You don't have to pick a card because you picked the same card just before. I mean, this you can, this you should, this as well. But this you can just start with 5 and then see if other people pick it, see how many there is, and you will always be ahead. So, and it will prevent other people to pick it. Because if you put a 5 and, well, another guy will probably pick a 5 as well. But let's say there's, yeah, okay. I think I'm talking too much, but yeah, this card you can just put them and it, like especially the heal, it will prevent other people from picking them because they know since you will finish your set before them, it lose value as well. Okay, so I think that's my tier list. There's not much in C actually. But yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of them, if this finish early, this goes here. Same for this, if there's a lot. Same for this, if there's a lot. So C is really dependent. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it, and well, hope you learn a thing or two. And if you disagree, if you have other comments, well, it's YouTube. You can share comment here or on the BGA forum or anywhere. And see you guys, hopefully on BGA playing Sushi Go and having fun. Bye bye.